Yeah.
Whatever. I don't. Whatever. Anyway,
Well,
I don't want to think about
anyways,
that.
everyone, welcome to the final episode of the month. Not of the series. Sorry, not that lucky. We're
Mikey,
here
just
with our what?
just cut everything else out before this.
No, no. Alligators fighting is on topic. Your pussy on fire is on topic. Um, but
I can only imagine what people will think at this point in time of your
yeah,
sentence.
especially if I cut that off.
Yeah.
If I cut the beginning off. So
Yeah.
I will cut the beginning off actually.
Mm.
But anyways, so we're back with our whatever the fuck we want to talk about last episode of the month. And so it is the last week of March. I was gonna say April. I don't know where we are. Last week of March. Actually the last day of March. So I hope everybody's alive and made it through. Um, and we have some interesting things to discuss regarding movies. The first thing is apparently Snow White's shit.
What the
The one that took forever to come out, that one.
Yeah, it has a 2.2 rating right now out of 10 on IMDb, um, which I'm looking at a funny meme of Dragon Ball Evolution. Apparently, I used to have a 2 point or has a 2.5 out of 10, and it has like one of the characters like beating up Goku with Snow White's head because they have a 2.2 and Dragon Ball has a 2.5. So I don't know if this was based off of just the controversy and people being like whatever. And there's many controversies with this movie. And before anybody comes from me, yes, Snow White is a horror film. I don't know if this one is, but the original one is. So don't come for me. Scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. But
it's also the scariest one of the scariest rides at Disney World
I've never
and Magic
done
Kingdom.
it.
It's the
That
whole
was
ride.
Lance for me.
Ooh. So the whole I read it I went on it as a little kid and I left crying. Like my mom was like so mad because she didn't know it was gonna be like that. But basically it takes you the whole ride takes you through the woods when she's being attacked by the trees and stuff and all the things come
Oh
out at
yeah,
her.
that's
So
scary.
and then at the end the evil queen turns around and gets in your face and shit. Yeah, it is pretty fucked up. I'll write it now. But as a kid, don't take your kids on the Snow White ride.
Yeah, but I mean, I think people forget though, like before Disney got a hold of these, they were all grim stories. They were like literally German like folk things that keep kids from doing stupid stuff like Hansel and Gretel, you know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
just all these things were like warnings for children not to go do things and
Well,
get
there
Well,
were
even though Disney did what it did to make it more child friendly, when I first saw it, because I saw it as an adult. Actually, I didn't see it as a kid, and I was like, "This is a horror movie." And it doesn't help that I saw the horror version first, and then like years later, I saw Snow White because it's the very first Disney animated cartoon, like
Yep.
feature length that was in theaters. So I was like, "Let me watch it." And
hmm
if you think about it, it's a girl who's now I get them confused. This is the one with the evil stepmother. No,
well,
this
some
is
of them have evil stepmothers. Yeah, the evil
she's not her
queen.
step. Yeah, she's not her stepmother, but she's wants to be the most beautiful in all the land. So asks her magic fucking mirror, "Who's pretty?" And it's like, "Oh, this bitch over here." And so she's like, "Okay, I'm a killer." And that happened a lot back in the day. People just killed people because, especially royalty, is like, "Oh, she's pretty. Let's." And so, and then she sends the guard out to collect her heart. The guard gets a pig's heart, which they don't exactly shy away from. They don't show up, but they don't shy away from hiding the fact that he did it. And she gets a pig heart instead, and the woods attacks her. And at the end, the witch is coming after her. It's creepy. It's set up
Yeah.
like a horror movie. Um, and, with this movie, unfortunately, we had controversies of whatever the fuck her name is opening her mouth and being like, "Oh, the original one was way too anti-feminist, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, bitch, it was from the 40s and you're 12. So shut the fuck up. Like, because I love Snow White. And sure, she relies on men. But you know what? Just like females want to be as strong as they want to be, you also have the opportunity to like not be strong if you don't want to be. Like Lana Del Rey is always like, they call her anti-feminist because she's like, I want to be the damsel. I don't want to do this. I don't want, I want to rely on a man, and that's your choice.
Yeah, and that's what feminism is to be able to have that autonomy and have that choice. And so for people to say if you disagree how a woman lives, when she lives the way that she wants to live as her own free choice, then you're being anti-feminist. So
Yeah. And
there's that.
also, who are you fooling? I don't like Gal Gadot, but who are you fooling? I don't know that girl's name who plays Snow
Oh,
White.
Oh,
uh, well, I like Al Gadot, but she's what, the evil queen? And who's
She has nothing to worry about. Bug Eyes, Mexican version of Splice.
my God, you're
Like she
terrible.
has nothing to worry about. I don't that mirror lied to her several times if
yeah.
she said that this was the prettiest girl.
Rachel Zegler. I mean, but see, okay, this is the thing because that girl's not that pretty. So
She's
like you
not.
can't
Oh, she's
even
horrible. You two guys
She's
horrible.
not hideous, but
Yeah.
if they were like, "Hey, Lance, who's prettier, Gal Gadot or Rachel Zegler?" Would you hesitate to answer if they weren't there in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be Gallo. Like easily.
Exactly.
anyway. Moving on along.
Moving right along. I wanted to talk a little bit about my awesome weekend, a special event called Kings of Horror. Mhm. So, in San Antonio, we had a horror convention called Kings of Horror, and I got to meet the guy from the Monster Squad.
I am so jealous of you right now, by the way, because that was the one thing I was hoping to see at when we were out in LA, and he canceled.
Did he?
Yeah,
What's his name?
what's his name? Isn't it Mike? Am I
L-
wrong with that?
Lance's face when you said that completely
I thought
dropped.
it was Mike, but like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, do I know that guy's name?
Well, I didn't mean to put you on the spot just because I don't remember.
Uh,
Um, And so I had no idea who it was. And I came back to our little booth and everybody was talking to him. And then we started talking about like Mediterranean food. And I was making not a great impression for someone that was in the industry. And his real name is Andre Gower. He plays
oh,
Sean.
Mhm.
I knew it was
Super
Shut.
cute. What's his name? Peter from Twilight. I want to say Fasinelli. I don't know what his name is. I'm a terrible like
Yeah, it's Peter Fasinelli.
yeah, so he was there, super cute.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was talking to the guy that was going to moderate the Twilight panel because he's my homie. And he was a little nervous because he was like, "Oh, like, sometimes people don't ask questions and it gets a little awkward to like kind of have to fill the time." And I said, "Well, can you ask him how many times he gets approached and he gets told, 'Amanda?'" And so uh speaking of Jennifer Love Hewitt, and so they were doing their little Q&A and some woman was like, "Oh, I've been an OG fan since Twilight 1. You'll always be Dr. Cole and yada yada yada." And this guy who was moderating is like kind of our age and he was like, "Well, no offense or anything." He's like, "But you'll always be was it Dexter? Was that his name in Can't Hardly Wait?"
Let me see. His name in Can Hardly Wait was
I think it was Dexter.
yeah, Mike Dexter.
Yeah. And so, people were like, haha, they were clapping. And then he, by himself, unprovoked, goes, "Amanda." And everybody clapped and it was great. And I loved it.
Oh, you sat in a panel and didn't pout?
I
No,
know.
he told me about it afterwards.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was like, the last time we went to try to go to a panel, and Mikey like walked in there with us, and then went, "Pff, I'm not doing this." And he walked right out.
I
Yeah.
wasn't because they were whiny and annoying. I do not support women, period. I do not support
Mikey.
actresses that go into a horror movie and say, "I don't like horror movies. I got so scared I couldn't be next to him because he was in a mask." I was like, "Bitch, it's Friday the 13th. You've had 27 years to know what this motherfucker looks like, and you're sitting there, I can't stand next to him." Don't sign on the movie. Don't do it. I don't care if you're scared. I care if you do a good job. I care if you have an amazing death scene like our wonderful I Want to Be Bad, Willa Ford. Sorry.
Willa Ford. I
Sorry,
know,
guys. I'm
Mikey met
drinking.
her.
I'm drinking. Um, and equal to Willa Ford's death scene, I believe her name is Karen Cliche, I believe, is the stepmother from Thanksgiving. She was there.
Mm.
And
Oh.
I wanted to ask her, because I found out she was Canadian. I said, "Is it because you're Canadian why they gave you the most fucked up death in Thanksgiving?"
Well, she looks so familiar. I think she might be in Hallmark movies too, because I feel like I've seen her somewhere and I Googled her and I couldn't figure it out. But now that I know that she's Canadian, she's definitely been on Hallmark at some point.
I think she has because I was looking because she was also like because this was a horror convention. Her little flag behind her said Thanksgiving and Saw Six, so she was in Saw Six for a little bit.
Oh,
Mm.
Um,
maybe that's where I remember her then. Hmm.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, I was surprised because I didn't talk to these people. It's like celebrity on celebrity crime. Um, but the guy who plays, I was gonna say Gabagool. Who's the guy from Sinister? Bagul. The guy who plays Bagul in Sinister is really hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I have
I
to look
was
that up.
taken aback. His name is Nicholas King, and he kind of reminds me of like I don't know what his name is. I can't think of anything, but he's just like a white frat bro looking dude. And I
Like
saw
most
him
of,
sitting. What, Lance?
I said like most of them.
Yes, Lance.
Oh, I'm looking at him now. Yeah, he
He's
does
cute.
look like a bro.
Yeah,
He's
he's super cute.
he's a little, yeah, he's your type.
And then the killer, the guy who plays not the killer, but like the stunt guy for Thanksgiving was there. He was cute too, but he didn't look like he was nice. I didn't talk to him.
No.
Um, and then the guy who plays Michael Myers, I think from Halloween Kills, was there. He's very tall, which automatically soaked floor around me. Um, and then there was people. Apparently, there's a movie called like American Virgin. I don't know, from the '90s
Mm.
or the '80s. That was like a little reunion thing they were doing. But the last American Virgin, excuse me, with Diane Franklin, who was there, and I don't know who else was there. Oh, but
Oh.
you know who was there? And I wanted to talk to him, but I just never had time. Which, by the way, there was like three times Peter Fasinelli and me were in the bathroom by ourselves, and it was
Oh.
very awkward. I was like, "I'm not following you, I promise, but like, if you want to show me." Um, but oh God, I looked up the Last American Virgin, and in the cast, the like fourth guy that pops up is Brian Peck. But the guy that I did want to talk to, because I wanted to ask how I felt about the remake, was Joe. Who made Return of the Living Dead? John Joe Razzano? I don't know.
Hang on.
Oh my goodness. Why
I
don't you
know who
come
you're
to these shows
talking.
prepared?
I know who you're talking about, but it's on the tip of my tongue, and I was trying to look up that one guy from. Okay, so who did return? Dan O'Bannon,
No. Return of the Living Dead.
who
Mm.
made it, or because Brian Peck is in that one.
Brian Peck's. Oh yeah, he was, but no, not him.
Yeah.
Gross. Um, John Russo. He's the writer.
Okay. John Russo was there.
Yeah, he looked
Hmm.
like Stan Lee. He was giving Stan Lee vibes,
Oh,
but
fun.
he wrote. Oh, he also wrote Night of the Living Dead, and then he wrote Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, nice.
And he actually wrote Night of the Living Dead from 1990.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. But anyways, whatever.
Mm. Hey, speaking of Stanley, did you guys see that thing of that documentary where I guess he was being elderly abused by like one of his handlers for
No.
like the last couple of his years after his wife died? Like it was pretty bad.
Who? Who
Stan
was?
Lee. Stan Lee was supposedly being like there's a documentary about to come out. Like one of his assistants who was filming stuff in the background and everything like that, like started filming the stuff. And I guess I don't know if they have a Kickstarter right now for him to finish it or whatever. But it basically is showing that this one guy was basically just elderly abusing Stan Lee, the most beloved person in comics, and like he was being forced to like do like signings even though he was tired and he didn't want to do it anymore. And like this guy was like physically making him do things that he was trying to get out of doing and whatnot. It looked pretty bad. Like it was crazy. They even had like Todd McFarlane kind of going, "What the fuck?" Like a whole bunch of people in the industry were like had no idea that was happening in the backdrops. Had,
That's terrible.
yeah. I don't know if they're what they're calling it, but I was like, oh, that's so sad. I was like, Jesus.
Oh, leave it to Lance to bum us out.
Well, if you want to see our video,
Wow.
Special shout out to Scream Queen podcast, Jenica. She has had each of us on her episodes. We have accidentally forgotten to tell you guys about it, but if you want to take a listen, Aid is on there on one episode, me and Lance on separate episodes. So she's really fun and she brings some interesting facts to the table. So some love and support and go listen to Scream Queen podcast. Another friend of the show, Nightmares and Rainbows, has sent me a package of some cute horror themed candles. He's a artist that makes horror themed stuff like magnets and candles and some really interesting stuff like what is this? A cinnamon vanilla scented wax, but it looks like it's a vagina.
Hmm.
But check him out on Nightmares and Rainbows on Instagram. I'll also be doing an unboxing video soon. It might even be before this episode airs. But you can find that also on our Instagram. So I'm excited to see the candles and see and give them a delicious whiff of smells.
Almost smelly
Hmm.
smells.
Also, they're really cute. He made Sour Patch Kid magnets, and I want them.
That's kind
Well,
of cool.
that's fun.
Yeah, he's also really hot, but that's besides the point. Next.
Mm. We watched a trailer, I think, for one of our trailer park episodes for Last Breath. That was sort of kind of, sorry, I saw Mikey's tongue come out and I was like, oh my goodness. That was
Ew,
sort of
don't les out on me. Gross.
like what's happening. That was sort of marketed as horror. I can't remember, but I mean, all of us were, I feel like I want to remember that all of us were saying that maybe this isn't horror, but it's basically like an underwater thing happening. And the movie was meh. I watched it. It was good, but they try to like over dramatize it. It's not horror, everybody. It is like it's pretty scary when they get under the water and like what happens. Like it's like, oh my God. But it's I wouldn't say it was horror, but I didn't realize it was based on a true story. And that actually fucking happened. And that guy was stuck down there like like hundreds of feet deep under the water in his suit without oxygen for 29 minutes when they found him and brought him
Ew.
back up. And he survived. They don't even know how he survived. Like, this is a true story. So, this happened, I think, in like 2016 or something.
Damn.
So, there is a documentary. So, if you haven't seen the movie, sorry for spoiling it, but it is a true story. So, you should know.
Just know it all works out in the end.
But like you're getting all this anxiety, like, oh my God, you gotta get him. Because like there's a counter on there saying how many minutes he's been without oxygen at this point. I'm like, oh my God, like this is
No, I can't
fucked
watch
up.
that.
Oh my God. But it's got what's her name, who's in a bunch of horror movies. She's in it. And then so now I'm watching the documentary because now I want to see what the real people are like, you know. And it's just amazing like that even happened. But anyway, it's got the Asian guy from the Marvel movies in it. What the hell's his name? Oh,
Shang-Chi.
So it has Woody
Sima
Harrelson, Simu
Woody.
Liu,
Yeah.
and the woman that is in horror movies. Are you talking about Bobby Rainsberg? No.
Mayanna Buring. And she's in Witcher too. The Witcher. She's in The Witcher. She's in um
She's a brunette.
the The Descent.
Uh,
She's yeah, she's really yeah, well, she's a brunette in real life, I think, but she has blonde hair in a lot of her. Maybe she's blonde. I don't know. I'm looking at her blonde right
she
here.
looks like someone that dyes her hair brown because she seems to have light roots in this picture.
Oh yeah, and she's in Breaking Dawn. She's one of the cousin witches that
She's
come.
Tanya.
Yeah, Tanya.
Mm.
So, yeah, no, she's great. The if you guys are interested in seeing it, it is not horror, but I think they're trying to sort of market it that way, but just heads up. But it's pretty like amazing story if you think about it. So,
It's
there's
hard
that.
to say, like, because I can't watch it because almost like The Descent, where you get that sense of claustrophobia and like,
Hmm.
because I've I think just because I've accidentally inhaled water when I was young, that is super painful. Just like not
Hmm.
the feeling of not being able to breathe, and whenever you try to breathe, there's no air and it's water and it burns your lungs. I hate that feeling. It's almost worse than burning, but not exactly.
Well, isn't that the question they always ask too? Like that's like when somebody goes, "Which would be worse, dying in a fire or drowned?" And I'm like, I, I would rather die in a fire because at least the smoke inhalation would knock you out before you
Yeah.
actually would get burned. Where drowning,
And
you feel it all.
the worst thing about being burned is what happens after when the fire goes out. So like if it's not actually, because I think your nerves would probably fry
Yeah,
shortly
100%.
after you're burning, or the fumes would get you out. So we always thought it was water, but drowning is actually like no bueno.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I would definitely rather burn than drown.
I'm not answering that.
I'll answer for you, drowner. Also,
You know, if that happens, you're gonna feel really badly, Mikey.
I'll
Jesus.
forget who.
Don't don't put that in the fucking universe. Oh, that's bad
Fine,
luck.
fine. When you hit the water, the alligator comes. But you're like what's her name? Brittany Snow in X. Spoiler
Oh
Oh,
alert.
my God, I
man.
hate you. I do
Which
love her in
that
that
is so
movie.
disturbing to me. I don't know why. I don't.
What?
When she gets eaten by an alligator in X, it just that's the scariest part of the whole movie to me. Not the old lady. Um,
That's funny.
but real life horror break. We had someone die recently. I forgot what city it was because they had the death penalty and they elected to do the shooting. What's it called? The
Fire range or the
It's like a shooting range or something.
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like fire. Yeah, I need
Firing
to look it
squad.
up.
Firing
Firing
squad.
squad. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and the news was like going over like why he chose that, and like apparently the injection to be put to sleep is very painful for like 20 minutes. It's almost like drowning in not water. And of course the electric chair, no one wants that. Uh, and so I'm sitting there watching this, and I'm like, this is really fucked up. That considering our method of killing people. I mean, granted, sometimes you're like, they deserved it, depending on what they did. Um, we always thought, oh, it's an injection, what a weak way out. But apparently it's like, no, like 20 minutes of like feeling like you're drowning.
Oh, it's actually really crazy about the firing
Ooh.
squad. I was like, well, no, the firing squad thing, oddly enough, is only one person actually has a real bullet, and everybody else has like a fake one, so no one feels like they're guilty of murdering this person. So that's how they do it, and then basically no one knows exactly who actually has the gun, but they all are experts at shooting. And the idea is to shoot right in the heart to like stop them from like immediately, and
Mm.
they all shoot. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's how it was supposed to be, so that way no one felt like they were the one that actually murdered somebody. Because it's kind of fucked up. You think about it, because you are giving it to other people to actually murder somebody. Like
I
what's
feel like
it's
I feel like there's some truth to that, but I don't think it's just one. Because it says in a firing squad, not all members have live ammunition.
okay.
I
Mm.
I think there's like 12 or 9 people, but some of them will be have blank. Some of them will have blanks, but they're not told beforehand which ones do, which it kind of makes sense. Because I was actually thinking about it, like, how do you feel as the person that has to shoot them?
That's what I'm saying. It's got to be rough because you're like,
Yeah.
please, please don't let me have a bullet. You know what I mean? Like, why am I
Oh,
doing this?
I just assumed that they all just shot and see who could hit him first. Like, I don't know.
No, but also like I would assume, oh, ask one of them to hit me in the head, but like no, they have to shoot your chest. They can't
Yeah,
shoot you in the head.
Oh, but I thought they turned you around because didn't that, don't they
blindfold.
turn you around or they blindfold you?
They blindfold you. At least that's what you see in the movies is the blindfold kind of thing, so that you don't know it's even coming. You're just waiting for it to be hit.
And you
Oh,
know
it's
what
like,
else is weird is that you have to have, I forgot who it was because I was watching this whole thing. I was kind of like interested in it. You have to have a witness. So like they don't just do it and say it's done. Like so like a civilian has to witness it to be able to sign off. And I think this one was his lawyer or something. And I'm like, that's fucked up too. You
oh
have to
my
make someone watch
God.
it.
Well, sometimes it's the family of the victim.
The
Uh,
victim, yeah.
yeah,
But
yeah. So I'll have that.
I couldn't do it. I watched accidentally, when you're a kid,
it's like, I've seen E-Bombs World, I'll do it.
yeah, well, I was just clicking on shit back in the day because you remember the internet was like the wild, wild west. And, when I still had dial up and I saw Saddam's hanging.
Yeah, I think we all
Okay.
did.
And I was like, oh my God. And I remember it bothered me I'm like, I turned it off. Like, what the fuck did I just watch? Because as horrible as that piece of shit was, I don't want to watch anyone die for real. Like,
Yeah.
no, that's terrible. Like, I was in this death and dying class in college, and they had this video. It was a documentary about this old man, bless his heart, but he chose had all these ailments, and he was what is the term where they kill them humanely?
Oh,
or whatever.
Assisted
juveniles.
suicide.
Assisted suicide. So he wanted the assisted suicide and it was grand, and so they did a whole documentary on it. And I watched, I'm fucking crying my eyes out because he's like making jokes and talking. The whole family's in the room, and the nurse mixes it up for him, and he drinks it, and then he's going to sleep. And oh my God, I'm gonna cry just thinking about it. I'm like, this is like the like I can't like
Hmm.
I don't know what it is. The line between fiction and reality is just very
No,
fine.
there's a
Yeah.
documentary, something about Oregon. I think it said it's called like To Live and Die in Oregon or something, because Oregon's one of the only states that allows it right now.
Well,
And
maybe that was it. Yeah.
because I remember this one, there was a few people that they were following. They all ended up, doing it at the end. And one of them was a mom, and the son was like, "Before tomorrow, can you teach me how to make the Christmas cookies that you make?" And it was just so like, it's so bad. And when because they show you everything up until like they stop breathing. And it's almost like a horror movie where when it happens off screen, you're putting it in your mind. So what they do is they would show everything up until they drank it, and they would be like with them for like a couple seconds after they drank it, and then they would film outside of the house through the window where you just see the silhouettes and you start hearing the family kind of like grieving. And that
Ugh,
set me on a like a week-long panic attack. I don't know what happened, but it's
yeah.
just I'm glad that they have that option because, some of these people you're like, man, how do you?
W- Wasn't the main guy from that was like Dr. Kevorkian, right? Like he was like the main like
Yeah,
uh,
but I don't think he did it that way.
well, no, no,
That
no.
was like old school,
Wasn't
like,
that like
Yeah, he's just shooting you up on the side. You're like, don't worry, you're just gonna drown
yeah.
to death in your vomit.
Oh
Because it was funny because when I
God.
was listening to like the how people die on death row, I was like, why don't they just give them that drink? And I'm like, probably because it's too peaceful for some people.
Yeah, well, that's my thing is they don't deserve it. But I
Yeah.
mean, who are we to be? We can't. My
Yeah.
thing is just give them over to the families and let them handle it.
Hmm.
Justice.
I hate murder them the same way they murdered your fucking loved one, man. That's an eye for an eye, baby. Just
Oh
take
yeah.
care of
Come
business.
on, Old Testament.
Yeah, man. Let's go back to how it used to be. Oh, and
Uh,
speaking of unfortunate deaths just happened. Mr. Foreman died. George Foreman, the grill guy.
the grill did not die, Lance. The man did.
But it
The
died with him
boxer,
too.
you mean?
And
Yeah,
technically, George Foreman is not dead because he named all of his sons after him. So
no, that's a
you
real thing.
you have to be very specific now. Which one?
So it's funny because I mentioned he's a boxer because someone mentioned him before, and they're like the boxer George Foreman. And I was like, there's also a guy who makes the grills named George Foreman. They're like, yeah, it's the same guy. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
That's hilarious.
Well, what a life. I mean, he was a famous boxer, right? And then like he just got to have a nice little life doing infomercials, making this little I have a fucking George Foreman grill for
I
Christ's
know.
sake.
Good for
He's
him.
Bless his heart.
funny one with that too is another sports person that ended up like making something kind of like the George Foreman thing was one of the Yankee guys, but he was Mr. Coffee, but nobody knew that he was the one that created Mr.
Oh,
Coffee back in the day. And like I think it was DiMaggio.
Larry
Yeah,
Bird.
Joe
Oh,
DiMaggio.
DiMaggio made Mr. Coffee.
Joe DiMaggio is the reason Mr. Coffee exists.
He did not. I'm asking Google right now. Was
He's the creator or
he? He was married to Marilyn Monroe. Oh, look at it. As soon as I put his name in, it said the first thing that pops up. Did Joe DiMaggio beat Marilyn Monroe?
oh
Joe
my God.
DiMaggio beat Marilyn. Joe DiMaggio hit Marilyn. Do I want to continue worried about this?
Jesus Christ.
Um, is there someone named Vincent Marotta, a former football player, co-founded Mr. Coffee with Samuel Glazer?
Yeah, because no, um, Vincent Marotta, the CEO of North American Systems, manufactured Mr. Coffee. He recruited DiMaggio for the advertising campaign. But
Oh,
apparently DiMaggio used to beat Marilyn, so we're gonna go ahead and close this tab.
we always have to bring up some sort of women assault in every
Jesus
episode.
Christ.
On the left,
I'm lucky we haven't said the R word in this episode yet.
I
Um,
said it a couple times already.
she said rapey like 5 million
oh
times
my
already.
goodness.
Like she
Um,
was a dwarves, and all of a sudden she's like,
It
"What?"
was an adjective.
yeah, Lance.
Yeah, okay.
Well, back on the horror train. What was that movie, that trailer you sent us with the guy who's kind of problematic, but I still think he's hot?
Oh,
Which
you
one?
know who's problematic, but is so hot, and I love him, and he can eat my rib is Army Hammer.
Oh yeah, and he lives in San Antonio,
Ooh, even
and
better, Mikey.
he used. Did you read the article about how he went on Grinder? Because he was like,
No.
women are too difficult. He's like, he downloaded Grinder because he's like, the thing about gay guys is like, you want to get off, you just say, hey, like, come blow me, and it happens 30 seconds later. So he went on Grinder. So now I'm outside his house with Grinder open.
Dude, I think he just got tagged because he was supposedly doing some kind of movie where he's playing Batman, but like legitimately, it's like some other company. Like they're doing it against DC's thing. Like
Oh.
I guess they're gonna get probably sued or whatever. But he's literally because I guess at one point he was going to play Batman in some kind of Justice League thing they were putting out, and they actually like got suits and everything made. And that's like the last thing I just recently heard about him was like he was basically just gonna do it. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it with this company and I don't care what DC does. I'm like, Jesus.
It's so dumb. He didn't do anything. He just talked about doing stuff. Like, if you knew what was in my brain, please.
I know.
Child, please.
I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so scared. Okay, you know what? If he's not hurting you or doing anything, just break up with him. Oh, you're not because he's fucking famous, so you're just gonna put up with this bullshit, right? Like, come on now.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, he's really fucking hot too, but that's beside the point. Okay.
But no, I was talking about James Franco and that
Oh,
movie that he's in.
Dave Franco. It's Dave Franco. It's his brother. It's not James.
Oh
I thought
yeah.
it was James that was in the movie.
No,
No, Dave and his wife.
Well, as Dave gets older, he looks more like James. So,
They look and talk exactly the same, so it's not like we're missing James or anything. I mean,
which
I
is
have
funny
no,
because when you sent it, I was like, oh, there's people are still giving him work. Guess
no.
not.
Well, James Franco voluntarily stepped down because he didn't want to tarnish any of his friends' reputations, so he just
Mhm.
stopped. Which, I commend him because I don't really think what he did was bad. Like, he didn't know how old the girl was, and then,
Well, it depends which allegation you're talking about because there's
true.
that one, but there's also like assault and stuff. So, but I know which one you're saying.
So the movie's called Together, but I know that because they did the movie The Rental, and I think Dave Franco wrote and directed it, I want to say, and The Rental is fucked up. If you've never seen The Rental, it's a good movie. It's only worth for me a single watch because of how mean-spirited and fucked up it is. I think Dan Stevens is in it too.
Mm.
I know, but again, I'm not watching it again. But this one looks pretty fucked up as well. I'm just not a huge fan of Allison Brie, and not because I dislike her as a person. I'm sure she's great. I hate her voice. She always talks like this with like, I don't know, there's like something about her voice, just like Emma Stone with her. I can't do it. So I hope she doesn't fuck up the movie, is all I'm trying to say with her weird voice.
wow. There it
Um,
is.
Don't you
I
wow me?
I don't know who she is because I thought it was Miss Marvel when I first heard her name.
No, that's Dakota Fanning, right? Who's Miss
Oh,
Mar? Oh, Miss Marvel's the other one I hate.
Allison. Isn't her name Allison something?
Allison Lohman.
Oh
Allison.
no.
Oh my god.
No, what the hell's her
Lance
name?
should know. It's Marvel stuff.
It is Miss Marvel stuff. She was in Scott Pilgrim. What was her
Oh,
name?
God, I
Captain
can't
Marvel,
stand
not Miss
her.
Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Okay.
What is her name?
Fuck
Brie
you too.
Larson.
Ugh. Okay, so Allison Brie,
Allison
Brie
Brie
Larson.
Larson.
Okay.
Yes, exactly that, folks.
So
uh,
is Allison Brie his wife in real life?
yes.
Okay. I hate when they do that.
Well, yeah, they've been together for a long time actually. Jake and his wife and their kids met them in line at something. I forget what it was years ago. Jake was texting us. He's
No,
like, "Yeah,
it's cute.
if you just treat them like real people, And I'm like, "Oh my God, like
I refuse.
no."
I'm gonna say, take me out back.
Exactly. That's what, you're so nice to them and then they, run past you and take your phone because, they want other nefarious things. So there you go.
Well, lucky for me, I have a mind that doesn't really allow me to recognize people. So I do treat them like regular people because I usually don't know who they are.
I have no clue who you are. So yes, you are a normal
I say,
person.
ew, stop talking to me, bum, James Franco.
Oh my God. Well,
Just kidding,
before
Dave. I love it.
Before this goes off the rails, one other thing I wanted to mention that all of the new images for Final Destination Bloodlines came out today.
Mm-hmm.
Bloody Disgusting Eye Horror shows Tony Todd's final scene in the film.
Oh,
So if you want to look that up, um, he does not look like himself. So I'm just letting all of you know now. He looks very, very emaciated. So I think this obviously we can
he
tell
was
that
sick.
he's not feeling well. Yeah. Bless his heart. So, but yeah, they have those stills open for you. So if you want to look those up, both Bloody Disgusting and Eye Horror posting them today. I'm sure you could probably Google it as well. So,
Mm.
and then of course the two images for Mortal Kombat that everybody's been bitching about it. And I know if we should mention that. Uh,
You mean Dua Lipa and Johnny Cage, who's not?
Dua Lipa as Kitana and
God.
and the new Judge Dredd playing Johnny
Uh,
Cage.
Carl Urban? I get
Car
him confused with the country singer. Carl or Keith?
Carl, it's Carl. Keith is the country singer, and Carl
Kid,
is the,
Kid
Here's
Carl
the
Urban.
oh my
or is
God,
it
Lance.
Kyle? Is it Kyle
No,
Urban?
it's
Carl.
Carl Urban. Yeah, because I love Carl Urban. He's from The Boys. He's great. He's cute.
Oh, he's super cute.
I have issues because when I saw Mortal Kombat 1, I was like, they should have got Carl Urban to play Kano. Like Carl Urban is Kano.
Yeah.
And then it came out that he's gonna be Johnny Cage. I was like, what the fuck?
I think unfortunately, he's when you get so used to somebody having the facial hair and then they finally shave it off, you're like, ooh, I just don't know how I feel about this now.
Yeah,
Like
I do. I remember.
We know quite well.
yeah. I figured you two would understand. But I think that's what happened to him in this situation. Like, I think he's just donned the beards for so long that, like, when he took it off, people were like, going, "Oh, wait, you're kind of old."
We'll
And
see. Go ahead.
oh, no, I was gonna say, but he looks a little bit older than he would. You know what I mean? And the character is supposed to be a washed-up actor, so it kind of supposed to be close to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like these I don't know what that was. I feel like this version of Mortal Kombat is more like the Mortal Kombat games now where the characters are older. It's not like the older games where they're like young and hot. And so that's kind of why like I'm okay with it ultimately because he doesn't look bad. I don't care if he has a beard or not. He doesn't look bad. I just was like, oh, that's not, Johnny Cage, but also I have to remember this isn't like brand new fresh Johnny Cage. This is like the current video games where Johnny Cage is like a little older. They have a kid with Sonya, but
He's
um
weathered.
Well, I didn't realize he was from New Zealand because then, yeah, he definitely would have been a good Kano.
yeah, he
I'm
has
like,
the
why do you
accent.
keep saying that? Well, no, I've never, I don't think I've seen him in, and he doesn't have an accent.
I think he has it in The Boys.
I still haven't watched. I gotta watch that. I know
He's
that's really
British in the
good.
boys. So
Yeah.
He's what?
he's supposed to be British in the boys.
Hmm.
British.
British.
Um,
British.
But yeah, I
so
don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
yeah. One more thing I wanted to show off real quick from the convention. So, do y'all like The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything about The Simpsons, so y'all might have to explain it to me. There's this artist there, and I'm gonna have to remember his name because I don't want to talk about his stuff without um mentioning him. It was like maybe art or something like that. But so I'll look at it later. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it's perhaps it's art. His Instagram is perhaps it's art. And he makes mashups, but like I was legit laughing at these mashups because, I love Sailor Moon.
Mm.
And they had kind of like what we were doing with Allison Brie Larson. It was like Sailor Mars attacks. So it's Sailor Mars but with the alien head. And
Uh,
then it was like Sailor Freddie Mercury. And so is Sailor Mercury's outfit with Freddie Krueger's head, but Freddie Mercury's mustache. And so I bought this poster. I don't really know much about The Simpsons, but I loved the way it looked. It's like a Simpsons mashup with Killer Clowns.
oh, it's Krusty. It's
Yeah,
Krusty the
it's
Clown.
Yeah, but I don't know if the
Krusty,
kids are supposed
Sideshow
to know.
Bob.
It's supposed to be Marge, I'm assuming, next to the in between.
Are
No,
these
that's not
the actual
Marge.
kids from the Killer Clowns? Like the
Yeah,
cop and the boyfriend and the girlfriend?
yeah.
So it's Killer Clowns from Springfield. And I thought it was so great. I love the way it looked. I was like, I don't even watch Simpsons. I'm gonna buy it. Um, so I also wanted to give him a shout out. So if you guys want to see some cool mashup art, follow Perhaps It's Art.
Actually, remember, I sent you guys some really cool stuff with the AI stuff where somebody was doing that, where it was like the Joker, and then it was like a Disney character, and they like infuse them together. Because remember I sent you some of those AI ones that kind of like they have like Lilo and Stitch, and it would be like with like Harley Quinn, and then they would mesh them together, and they would be basically like both of them together as the character.
We don't support AI, Lance. We support artists because now that you mention it, there was actually a really cool. Someone designed a really cool painting, and it took me a while to get it because again, I don't really follow these things. But it was you know the poster of it where Pennywise has the balloon, and you can
Mhm.
see his face in the balloon and the little kids in front of him. Well, it was the same thing, but in the balloon, it was the Joker, and then the kid, it was Robin, the back of Robin.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And I really liked it. I was like, oh, that's cute. I like it. So we have some creative people here, folks.
Yeah,
yay.
I love the mashups. Oh, hey, I actually finally got to see Monkey, the monkey. That- Mike, you already saw it, right? But you haven't seen it, Aid, or no?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I
When
saw
did
it.
you?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Adam thought it was a hoot and a half. I already gave my opinion. I was like, let's tone down the comedy and let's choose one. And also, that main actor guy can get it. Um,
Theo James.
hmm
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he's in a lot of stuff lately.
Well, apparently he's in
He's in
White
Divergent.
Lotus.
Yes,
Yeah.
White Lotus season 2. He plays such a dick in that.
Well, apparently he showed his dick.
He
So of
did.
course I Googled imaged it, but it was a prosthetic, so never mind.
Oh, that's too bad.
Oh, and also it's officially announced. I know we kind of mentioned it earlier, but it's officially announced that Mrs. Voorhees will be played by Velma.
Oh, yes, that's right. I forgot. I wrote
Yes.
that down first and I forgot to mention it.
Wow.
Yay.
Linda Carbonaro.
Lance, you don't have anything you want to share before we go?
Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of excited. I wanted to see if you guys were excited for next month. We got a couple of movies that are coming out. Our favorite is Strangers 2, the second part of
Oh
Ugh.
yeah. I wonder if it'll be coming out when I go over there. We can do another review.
yeah.
Oh,
We also have what is it? Screamboat with
okay.
Yeah.
David.
Mickey.
I think it's the one David is in. I think
David
it is.
Hawthorne Heights. Yes.
Yeah, is it that one? Yeah, it's that one, right?
Yes.
And then the one I'm actually really looking forward to is actually Until Dawn. And that
Oh,
one's like kind of like the weird Groundhog
I'm
Day.
familiar. The one that's based off a video game that it has nothing to do with. Yes, that one.
It actually looks pretty good. I don't know. The scenes in it is pretty good.
Have you played the game?
No, no.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Mm.
I go with fresh eyes without having to be hindered.
Oh no, I'm not saying anything. I was putting pieces together as to why you were excited for this film, and so now it
Oh
makes
yeah.
sense. So yeah,
Well,
Cabin in the Woods too.
it's got different than that. It's definitely not the same.
It's fine, Lance. You don't have
Oh
to
my goodness.
validate your likes.
Anyways, I think it'll be fun to go see, regardless of what Mikey is saying.
Ed and I are going to be busy watching How to Kill a Unicorn. I think that's what it's called. No.
It
Yeah,
comes
it
out this
is.
month, though. I think.
Yeah, that looks so good. I'm very excited to
Yeah.
watch it.
Actually, it was kind of funny. I saw this interview with what's his name? Jenna and why am
What's his name, Jenna?
no, well, Ant Man.
Oh, Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd,
Mhm.
and the interviewer guy asked him, "Did what do you think about the theory of thing about Ant Man and destroying Thanos?" And the whole thing was that Ant Man was gonna run into Thanos's butt and then go big and destroy him from the inside out. And it
That
was
was
funny.
already done, the boys.
Yeah, no, I know exactly. But it was funny watching Paul Rudd try to explain it to Jenna Ortega because she had no idea who Thanos was really, and what she meant, and didn't know his character as Ant Man and everything like that. And he's like, yeah.
He's
So
like,
he's like,
oh, you've been in movies before?
yeah, exactly. It's like it was
She's
kind of fun.
busy. She's too
Yeah.
busy to be watching movies, everybody. Give her a break.
Mm. Mhm.
But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, the Death to a Unicorn one looks pretty cool, or Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, I don't remember what the full thing is, but I'm excited. I heard it was like really gnarly too, so they're like not gonna stray away from the gore.
Yeah, I
Um,
think the guy who plays the rich dad is actually the same dude from Hudson Hawk. I don't know if you've ever seen that with Bruce Willis. It's like an old thief movie type deal, I guess.
no,
But the dad's in that from this, and he's awesome. If he's playing the kind of like the same kind of crazy character, it'll be great.
doesn't it also have the redhead guy that was weird as a kid, but he's grown up to be kind of hot?
Yeah, the muscular kid. Yeah. He was another Marvel movie, actually, two Marvel guys.
Will something? Is it Will?
Yeah, what was the movie that he was in? Meet the That's what he was when he was
Uh,
a kid. He looked kind of
like he was in Vacation, I think.
It's the one with Jason Sudeikis.
Oh no,
Sudeikis.
yeah, we're the Millers.
We're the
Yeah.
Millers.
Yeah, so I get that one confused with Vacation. It wasn't Vacation, it's We're the Millers.
Yeah.
Apparently
Mm.
there's a second one coming out.
Oh, we're the Millers or Vacation?
We're the Millers. Because We're the Millers 2 comes up. Um Stars. Oh, of course, they only have 3 stars and it's all of them except him. Will Poulter. Wasn't he in Midsummer also? Yes,
Was
he
Will
was.
Poulter? Yeah, he was. He was the dick. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in Death of a Unicorn. A new Scream Queen.
The Bear. He was on that show for a
Is he
little
in the
bit.
bear?
No one knows what that is.
The TV series with the chef. Everybody's talking about calling each other chef.
I'm not.
Chef.
I have no idea. I'm not familiar with the content.
Of course, chef.
But anyways,
Oh, did anybody go see that movie Hell of a Summer? The one
Oh,
with-
that's
did it come out already?
not
Yeah.
yet.
No, April 4th. Yeah, no, not yet.
Wait, that's the new Finn Wolfhard
Yeah.
comedy.
That one
slasher
looks
comedy.
good.
Yeah,
that one
cute.
looks good. Yes, Lance, we all want to go watch a movie that hasn't come out yet. Anyway.
You know what I mean.
Well, is there any other exciting films you guys are looking forward to?
Probably Sinners looks fun.
Oh, Sinners looks really good. I'm actually really excited for that. Five Nights at Freddy's 2, I know that's your jam. I'm actually excited because Screamboat is going to have a very small theatrical release, so I want to catch that in theater. Sinners, like you said, looks really good. People keep shitting on that movie Woman in the Yard, but I think it looks creepy. I don't know what their deal is. They think it's kind of like a cheap effect, and I'm like, it's creepy.
Aid, how'd you feel about it? She was talking shit about it not too long ago, I think.
I mean,
Which
it's
one?
fine. Woman in the Yard.
Oh yeah, that one. No.
Well, you don't really see anything. But I thought like the concept of the commercial word there's just literally a woman in the yard was creepy. Black Phone 2, I'm iffy. I'm like, I don't know if y'all guys are gonna fuck it up or not. Because the first one was so great, I don't even know why I need to revisit it.
No.
Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm excited because I hope they go more into horror stuff because the dinosaurs are mutants. And then of course, the untitled I Know What You Did Last Summer project. Which BT dubs. Jennifer Love Hewitt, my homegirl. She's in 911. And I was at my sister's house visiting. My sister was watching it. And I'm watching this, Jennifer Hewitt gets kidnapped by a serial killer in the show. Of course. Girl can't catch a break. And they slit her throat. And I said, oh, I guess she needed time for I Know What You Did Last Summer. Because I did hear that they were kind of writing in like a little break for her so that she could have some time to film I Know What You Did Last Summer. But it was one of those dumb things where like after the commercial ends, her husband's like holding her neck and they like save her in time. So I was like, just die already.
She's 911 dispatcher, so if she can't talk for a little while, I guess that's the reason why she's not there.
Wow, Lance, that's offensive. Yeah. But that's all that I'm seeing here for upcoming stuff. So
I saw something here called Wake Up. It got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It says hour and 23 minutes. Yeah, just wake up, but it kind of looks like something like one of those like people are wearing masks type thing. I don't know.
wow, Lance, thank you. So
It says-
there's also this
No, it's like a group of young activists set out to make a environmental statement. And it goes awry, I guess. I don't know. That's all it gives. Let's see. Statement by vandalizing a home superstore as it closes, but their pain goes terribly wrong when they become trapped inside and must face a discerned security guard, deranged security guard. I don't know what the
Oh
fuck.
God, are you reading?
Well,
Yeah, I
I
am.
think it's just a movie based off the Hilary Duff hit Wake Up. So in other exciting new movies, there's a trailer out called Bring Her Back by the same guys that did Talk to Me, and it actually looks pretty dope. So I'm excited about that. Watch the trailer, it looks creepy. Um, do
Is that
whatever
New
you want to
Zealand?
do. Huh?
Is that New Zealand based again, or
I don't know, I don't see color. Um,
Oh my
more
God.
nationality?
Let me see. A brother and sister uncover a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother. That's how you write a summary, Lance, not whatever the fuck you just read.
I can read it.
But anyways, so it doesn't really say where it's going to be filmed, but yeah, and yeah, I'm excited. Ash is coming out on Shutter soon, and that actually looks pretty decent for like a
Oh yeah,
space horror movie.
I saw
But
her do a interview not that long ago. She looked like she was really down about it, and she getting. So it's scary, that's for sure. It looks scary, anyways. Sorry, it's been a long day. Stop making faces, both of you.
I wasn't making faces. I'm just tired.
I just we're gonna have a conversation after we stop recording. Lance. Um, Nevertheless, everybody, that's a wrap on this week's episode. If you want to see our faces while Lance rambles, and we figure out what his word of the week is, check out our video cast over at youtube.com/slashers podcast. Plus, don't miss our bi-monthly deep dives into all thing horror nerdy on the Comic Chop, only on YouTube, a hot collab with Slashers Podcast and Joe from Much Ado About Nerding. Exclusive content, or you just can't get enough of us, join our Patreon for monthly exclusive reviews, bonus episodes, and some killer new perks. Head on over to patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the band. If you want to rock some Slasher swag, our merch is available on Redbubble. Wear your support loud and proud at slasherspod.redbubble.com. If you want to join the conversation, we're hanging out on Instagram. You can follow our main page at Slashers Pod for everything podcast related, or you can follow Mutant Goons for Beyond for all things weird and wonderful and wacky. If you want to yell at us directly, you can call Aid or talk to Aid at pathologically ADE, Mikey, me, horror and a half shell, or Lance at 21055. I'm just kidding. Lance at zombie vs hate. And if you can't figure out the devil box known as Instagram, then find us on Facebook. Come chill in the Mutant Goons from Beyond group for all the chaos. Shout out to our B Movie TV family. Catch Doug on Friday Night Action. Yahira on Saturday Night Terrors, only on Roku. It's an app in case you haven't listened to us before. Download the B Movie TV app. Watch Doug and Yahira on those times. You can also watch a bunch of other cool horror and action and B movie type stuff. There's also porn at midnight. Anyways, a big thanks to our amazing Patreons: Josh Gunn, Dinosaurs Will Always Be Awesome, Lauren Ellis, Mom, Kevin Leamy, Vladimir Luis, Leslie Thurman, and Cam. If you want to join them, head on over to Patreon again at patreon.com/slasherspod and become part of the horror family. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to stay spooky. Blah, 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 blah. We'll see you next month for Fool's Pick April.
Goodbye and good die.
Duh.
Goodbye. Don't die.